Epic Originals presents Once Before Time, Little Red Roaring Hood. Written by Apple Jordan. Illustrated by Gladys Jose. Performed by Kelly Jean Badgley. Once before time, there was a young dinosaur with a beautiful red crest on her head. She wore a matching red cape that her granny-saur had made for her. The little dinosaur loved to hear the sound of her roar booming through the forest. That is why everyone called her Little Red Roaring Hood. Roar! One day, Little Red Roaring Hood's mother was making a pot of fern noodle soup. "You can take some to Granny-saur," her mom said. "It will be perfect with the fresh bread she is baking today." "Go straight to Granny-saur's house," her mother said. "It is almost lunchtime, and we do not want the soup to get cold." Little Red's mother handed her a basket, and off she went. Little Red Roaring Hood stomped through the forest. To pass the time, she sang, "Roar, roar, roar." Little Red's song woke up a grumpy dinosaur named Kyle. Roar, roar! Kyle jumped out from behind a tree and stopped Little Red. "Where are you off to?" he grumbled. "I am bringing some fern noodle soup to my granny-saur on the other side of the forest," Little Red said. "She is making fresh bread today." Kyle was very hungry, and fern noodle soup with bread was his favorite. Kyle quickly made a plan. "I will run ahead to Granny-saur's house," he thought. "Then I will grab the bread and soup and eat it all up." Kyle wanted to slow down Little Red. "You should take some lovely ferns to your granny-saur," he suggested. Little Red reached for the plants, but then remembered the hot soup. She did not want it to get cold. When she turned around, Kyle was gone. At Granny-saur's house, Kyle hid behind a bush and waited for Little Red to arrive. Roar, roar! Soon, Kyle heard Little Red roaring as she made her way toward the house. When Little Red Roaring Hood reached the door, Kyle jumped out. "Roar!" he yelled, trying to scare her. But Little Red thought he was singing along with her. "Hello again. What are you doing here?" she asked. "I have come to gobble up the fern noodle soup and bread," said Kyle in his meanest voice. But Kyle did not scare Little Red Roaring Hood one bit. "There is enough to share," she said happily. "I will ask Granny-saur if you may join us." Kyle was surprised. He did not think that Little Red would invite him to lunch. Just then, Granny Sore opened the door to greet Little Red. "Who is your friend?" Granny Sore asked. "This is Kyle. May he have some bread and soup with us?" she asked. "Of course," said Granny Sore. "The more, the merrier." "Thank you very much," Kyle said. Granny Sore welcomed them inside. Kyle, Little Red Riding Hood, and Granny Sore all sat down to share some hot soup and fresh bread. "This is the best fern noodle soup I have ever had," said Kyle. "And the bread is yummy too." They spent the afternoon singing and playing games together. The sun was beginning to set, and Kyle had to get home. Granny Sore handed him a basket of bread and soup. She invited him to come back next week for another visit. Little Red waved goodbye to Kyle, and he thanked them. He was glad to have new friends.